our agenda, we do have Mr. Sadashivam, the social political activist, President BNP Chennai. So he'll be giving us insight about why the Indus Valley civilization and the Keeladi civilization should intertwine. So we're gonna have a deep insight on this topic. So Mr. Sadashivam, sir, you can just go ahead.
Thank you, organizers. Thank you, Jeevan Mala. Good morning, dignitaries. I wish all the Sikhs and Tamil communities who are celebrating the New Year today. My special salute to Guru Ravidas, who is a Sudra, and Manuvadis call me a Sudra, so I am proud to be a Sudra. And I want to recognize Ravidas today. And friends, I will give you a brief introduction about Indus Valley and Keeladi civilizations. One is from the northwestern part of India, and another one is southern end of India. It is a paradox that intellectuals of left and revolutionary or left and reformative intellectuals of India have not concentrated much on the Indian history from 3000 BC onwards. The critical study of Indian history will be an eye-opener for any growth of social, political movements in India. Friends, the Indian history was rarely understood by the intellectual community of India, except very few scholars like Dr. Ambedkar. Let me give you a brief introduction about Babasaheb Ambedkar's book, The Untouchables. I will read the same versions of, in his own words, of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. The natives of India are called Dasyus, or Nagas, or Asuras, or Dravidians, and the outsiders or invaders or Aryans. Hence, the contradiction is between two racial groups, that is, Aryans and Indians. The Indian natives can be called as Nagas or Dravidians. When Babasaheb Ambedkar came to explain the word Dravida, he says, Tamil, when imported into Sanskrit, became Tamita, and later on Tamila became Dravida. He emphasized that Tamil or Dravida was not merely the language of South India, but before Aryans came into India, or Aryans migrated into India, or Aryans invaded into India, it was the language of the whole of India. That is, Tamil was the language of the whole of India and was spoken from Kashmir to Cape Comorin. And it was the language of the Nagas. He further enlightened the Nagas of North India gave up Tamil, which was their mother tongue, and adopted Sanskrit, which was the language of the outsiders or invaders, say Aryans. The Nagas or Dravidians in South India retained Tamil as their mother tongue and did not adopt Sanskrit, the language of the outsiders or the Aryans. Hence, the Indian history revolves between the two races, Aryans and Nagas, or Aryans or Dravidians. Now, archaeology gives plenty evidences of Nagas culture in Indus Valley civilization, and that is along the Sindh River, and the Keeladi civilization along the Vaigai River. Let me give a brief introduction about the Indus Valley, which the latest intellectuals have come up with a lot of evidences with DNA and other things. New DNA evidences in solving the most fought over question in Indian history, and you will be surprised at how sure-footed the answer is, writer Tony Joseph puts in. The thorniest, most fought over question in Indian history is slowly but surely getting answered. Did Indo-European language speakers who call themselves Aryans stream into India sometimes around 2000 BC, 2500 BC, when the Indus Valley civilization came to end, Aryans bringing with different language, later developed as Sanskrit, and a distinctive set of cultural practices? Genetic research based on an avalanche of new DNA evidences is making scientists around the world convey on an unambiguous answer: yes, they did. Aryans migrated to India during the period of 2000 BC to 1500 BC. The paper that put all the recent discoveries together into a tight and coherent history of migrants into India was published in a peer-reviewed journal called BMC Evolutionary Biology. In that paper titled "A Genetic Chronology for the Indian Subcontinent," points to heavily sexed biased disposals. 16 scientists led by Professor Martin Richard of the University of Huddersfield, UK, concluded genetic influx from Central Asia in the Bronze Age was strongly male-driven, and the prevalence of R11A in India DNA was very powerful evidence for a substantial Bronze Age migration from Central Asia that most likely brought Indo-European speakers to India. And a very recent study, maybe 1 year back, of ancient DNA from the graveyard of the historic Indian town, Rakhi Ghar, Haryana, revealed from the bones of a 4,500-year-old skeleton the complete absence of genetic marker R1A1 in the ancient DNA retrieved from the site. The fact established that Indus people do not have any resemblance with DNA representing Aryans. So Indus Valley civilization is not an Aryan civilization. In fact, it is a Dravidian civilization. After the migration of Aryans during 2000 BC to 1500 BC, and that was the period, the perishing of Indus civilization, the civilization saw its downfall, the DNA resembling Aryans was strongly felt in the Indian population. Friends, Mr. Balakrishnan, a retired IAS officer who worked in Orissa government in the status of Chief Secretary and now the advisor to the Chief Minister of Orissa, has studied Indus Valley more than 15 years. And he explains the following phenomena, which is quite interesting: high west, low east dichotomy of Indus Valley. In all the Indus Valley cities, we can find the elevated structures fall in the west and the lower level structures fall in the east. The king and the clergy living in the west, and the artisans and the workers live in the east. This phenomena of high west, low east is prevalent in all Dravidian languages and cultures, and the immigrant Aryans have a different phenomena, that is high east and low west. Similarly, by several parameters, Balakrishnan establishes Indus is Dravidian and has no traces of Sanskrit or Aryan, and no traces of Sanskrit or Aryans. Many historians, very recent historians like Asko Prapola, have categorically proved that Indus Valley is a Dravidian civilization. Now let me come to the recent excavations of Keeladi of Tamil Nadu. It has proved that the native script, which archaeologists call it as Tamil Brahmi, which is evident by the radiocarbon dating that was done by Beta Analytic Lab of Miami, Florida, USA. It shows that the script written in the parts were 3600, that is 600 BCE, 2600 or 600 BCE. And very remarkable finding is the graffiti of Keeladi are exactly matching the Indus signs, very particularly Indus sign 225, 307, 365, 318, and 349 are almost similar with Keeladi. These studies confirm that the two civilizations, Indus along the banks of Sindh River and other Keeladi along the banks of River Vaigai, are interlinked to each other, and further study may prove they may be one and the same. Now I want to make an appeal to the Sikh community, the Punjabis, my brothers of Begumpura. Now I can vouch they are the descendants of Indus Valley, to identify their brothers and sisters of Keeladi civilization, to rewrite the history of glorious Indian subcontinent and all the natives of this subcontinent to unite and make this country a Begumpura where equality cherishes and inequality perishes. Let us all save the territorial integrity of India and respect various cultures of this country and make this land as unity amidst diversity. Friends, a very shorter time, I want to give a brief note to the August gatherings of today. Thank you for this opportunity to the organizers. Thank you.
We can create even casteless society only by becoming rulers of India.